back to the Personal Protection Dog Association.
Yes.
How and why was the PPDA formed?
Okay.
And when?
When was that, huh? PPDA formulation. 98, probably 97, 98.
Okay.
My wife and I came up with a idea, basically, because when did the internet start happening? About, yeah, a little before that. So I was sharing, trying to share knowledge, and it was about protection dog training. So we had what was called the internet wars, where I got bumped heads with a lot of guys around the world, not just in America, but established trainers from Europe, South America, South Africa, the Middle East even. And most of them were they were border security and or military, and then sport, especially the Europeans, the Western Europeans, a lot of sport. And I wasn't talking any of those languages or those methods or methodology. I was talking purely personal protection. I have always said all defense all the time. That's my philosophy, because that's what Bobby taught me, that that's what they're for. So anyway, with this back and forth, I realized, or we both realized, well, we don't get a lot of respect. And then I also had learned, mostly from Earl, Earl, that was back in the 70s when my father took me to Earl. He's the greatest dog trainer I've ever known. But the sport guys refused to call him a professional. They called him a fancy dog trainer because his demo was outstanding. And so they called him a fancy dog trainer. He didn't use treats. He didn't use tugs or balls to get dogs to walk between his legs and, quickly turn and get in place and all that kind of stuff. No. So I realized early that there's a lack of respect. Then the other thing I realized is that there are 3 poisons to our business, the protection dog or the dog training community. And so those 3 things are jealousy, insecurity, and selfishness. Dog trainers, let me just say this. Dog trainers got to screw loose. All of us, me, my wife, you, everybody that gravitates to animals instead of people have a maladjustment. But at some point we use it to enrich our lives. And even people like myself and my wife, we use it to enrich other people's lives. My wife is a very accomplished handler in protection, and also a master at therapy dog training. She's trained hundreds and hundreds of dogs that are insured up to $1 million. This is not a small thing that somebody is willing to insure a dog for $1 million because they've gone through her program. So we've learned that our maladjusted psyche, how to make it valuable, not just to our own lives, but other people's lives. I'm trying not to forget the question now.
You're doing wonderful.
So the PPDA was formed along with some great dog trainers. I mean, fabulous men. Mel McDuffie and Joe Kidd, Dean Buntley, Dave Robinson, just to name a few of the core group. But one of the greatest dog men, who was my partner at the time, Scorpio Jones, refused to come to that first meeting. And that's because he didn't think any of them were at his level. That's, again, one of the problems in our profession. So that's why the PPDA was formed. in order to acknowledge each other's level of perfection, and became um, um, a body that would acknowledge other trainers. Because before that, in our community, there was no mechanism to be certified as a professional or to be recognized as a professional. And I didn't want it to be a club, because clubs usually turn into democracies, and I'm not into democracy because most of the people don't know as much as I know. So why should they tell the masters what to do? I'm not going to have people vote, because that's popularity. I am not interested in being popular. I only care about being correct. And so those other trainers that I mentioned are true masters, and we certified each other. That was the beginning of it. And then we had tournaments where we would associate with each other. So we never made rules for them. They had their own rules. We would participate in each other's competitions, because back in those days, Chicago was a hotbed of competition, personal protection dog shows. I mean, lots of them.
Okay.
And they were high level. But again, I wasn't interested in a club, because clubs get to vote, and I'm not interested in popularity. I'm interested in correctness, excellence. And these people that I mentioned were very excellent dog trainers. So that would take care of the jealousy and the insecurity, and more importantly, the selfishness part, because in our business, we seem to be jealous of each other. It's a dog-eat-dog world, so to speak. We all prey on each other, and we all are competing for the same 20 or 30 dogs. And so we've always been afraid to bring our dogs that we're training around other great trainers, because you look up 2 weeks later, those people are over there training with that other person. So jealousy, and then insecurity, of course, follows jealousy. And so that's why it was formed, to address those three weaknesses, and of course to promote personal protection versus sport, because also in the 70s, sports started becoming popular. And I must say, as it started, it was racially influenced. Most of the KMVP, Schützen, whatever, were administered to, and participation was mostly white people. And they did not readily allow us in the group, and especially give us or acknowledge us to the level of training. The first part of it was you could be a decoy. And usually that was because of our, we had, athleticism or whatever it takes to be a decoy. Training, though, is cerebral. Training is, I have always said, the formula for a trainer is whoever designs the program, who implements the program, and who does quality control over the process. That is who the trainer is. Yes. Not the person who's just in front of the dog agitating or shaking stuff or taking bites. That is an agitator in the personal protection world, but in the sport world, it's called a decoy. And once you put in the decoy category, that's it. You're not going anywhere else. And so training is more important to me. And so those are the reasons that the Personal Protection Dog Association was formed. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hey guys, if you need raw dog food anywhere in the United States, be sure to visit our friends over at TexasTripe.com.